go in unison with his music. Samoa Joe, the TNT champion, makes his way to the ring. Joe with that title around his waist. If I'm not wrong, he did defeat Ricochet and Keith Lee for that. As he makes his way into the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, I would expect this to be an absolutely amazing match, as Samoa Joe and Kyle Fletcher are two of the best in the ring that AEW have, as we get a great look at Samoa Joe and that absolutely beautiful TNT title. And I would like to take a second to thank our sponsor, Blockbuds, as they're sponsoring us, and we really appreciate it.
Oh!
But as we see Samoa Joe standing there taking all the cheers in and just loving it, as we see him with his TNT title. That title that's around his waist, he did not work easy to get. It was a long road, but he was able to claim it, and he doesn't seem to want to let go anytime soon. As now, Joe and Fletcher both in their respective corners. It seems like it's time to get this show on the road. The ref checking with both men, asking if they're ready, as we await the start of this match, and there it goes. The bell has rang. Fletcher and Joe, one-on-one. As Fletcher runs out of the ring, Joe chasing him. Fletcher playing a little duck-duck-goose, trying to get away from Joe. Fletcher in the ring, Joe climbing on the stage. Fletcher now. Joe stumbles. He finally gets there, and he gets shoved by Fletcher. And a big cannonball taking him out. The momentum carries Joe onto the ramp, as well as Fletcher, as now both of them are down on the ramp.
That don't hurt, man. No big ass.
And Fletcher and Joe both down, as Joe, that definitely didn't feel good. Whether he rolled off or not, that stage is a pretty large drop. It can't be very nice to fall off of, as the ref's at a 2 count now. Joe crawling on the outside. Fletcher made it to his feet. Fletcher, a big dive, taking out Samoa Joe. Fletcher is going insane, as it's now at 4. The ref's count is Joe's down. Fletcher crawling around himself. Neither man has made it to their feet as of yet after that insane dive. Fletcher makes it to his feet and gets in the ring. Joe finally crawling at the count of 6.
Yes, sir.
Fletcher
Stop playing with me.
taunting to the crowd, being obnoxious as ever.
It's clicking.
I don't think he realized that the crowd doesn't like him. And Joe, up now. Joe, and a big punch to the face of Fletcher. He's stumbling it out. They're both throwing hands. It became an all-out brawl here in Florida, as Fletcher now got pinned to the corner. Joe finally is able to get him off his feet. Joe in the opposite corner. What is he gonna do? Joe, like a runaway train, runs at him. A big cannonball, taking down Kyle Fletcher. And now Fletcher laid out, and Joe with the cover. The ref linked to it, but that's 1. That's 2, and a big kick out from Kyle Fletcher. That's an insane 2 count, as he really hasn't endured much pain. But Joe now looking towards the corner, and he goes to climb. What's that? A big bonsai drop on top of Fletcher. All his body weight coming down onto the chest. That's 1. That's 2. And another kick out at 2.5. Fletcher trying his hardest to stay alive. Fletcher crawling around his chest. His breathing has to be impacted, as all of Joe's 500 pounds fell straight on Fletcher's chest. And Joe pushes Fletcher outside the ring. That's a big fall, even with the padding there. There's no way. Joe, okay, I thought he was about to jump. Joe now taking a page out of Braun Strowman's page, it seems. Strowman Express. No, this is the Joe Express. The crowd chanting Joe as he runs around the ring, gaining vicious speed. And oh, Fletcher pushes him back. And Joe stumbled back. Fletcher, he's back on his ground. Fletcher, watch out! It's a runaway train and he knocks him down! Oh no! Seems like he got a clothesline off. Joe now on the ground. It seems as if maybe Fletcher moved and Joe collided with the barricade. I can't tell what happened, but the ref at the count of 3. Fletcher barely stumbling to his feet, holding on to the barricade, trying to stay up as the ref reaches 4. Joe crawling, Fletcher first man to his feet. As Joe feeling the effects of whatever happened there as we reach 5. Joe able to get on top of the ramp, crawling up as he makes it to the ring. And he's on the ground, crawling. Joe still hasn't made it fully to his feet. He's been rolling in. Joe crawling. And he's on his arms. He can't see Fletcher. Fletcher's above him. He can't tell. He's taunting to the crowd. And oh, he's caught. Look at his feet. Down bomb. Kyle Fletcher's down. Joe's down. Both men feeling the effects of this match. As it's been a stalemate, but Joe, first one to make a movement. Crawling finally. Joe standing up. And crawling. Joe, Coquina clutch. He has him. Fletcher fighting out. Can he get out? Fletcher still in it. Joe hasn't been able to get to the ground and lock it in. No, and they both fall out of the ring. Big fall from both Joe and Fletcher. Fletcher down, Joe down. Yet again, this has been an absolute fight. Both men, this is a war. Joe, he's looking kinda wheezy. I don't know if he knows where he's at. Fletcher might be in a better place. Joe laying his back on, opposed to the ramp and the barricade. Excuse me, not barricade, ring apron. But Fletcher, what's he doing? Climbs to the top. Fletcher, don't do this. This could take you out as well as Joe. Fletcher, and a running knee off the turnbuckle, taking out Samoa Joe, as well as himself in the process. He just crushed Joe's face. The ref down and checking on both men. He can't stay out there for more than 2 seconds because he has to count. As we're now up to 8. There we go. He's at 9. And both Fletcher and Joe run in. They refuse to stay down. Both men are fighting for their lives as they're now showing their brutalness. As Joe gets up, Fletcher gets up and they're throwing hands. It's an all-out fight. As both men throwing hands. Joe, Fletcher losing steam. You gotta wonder if they're running out of time, running out of gas in their tanks. Joe and Fletcher both up. What are they doing? Both men start running. They're running. They're running. And oh, they collide. Both men taken out. This has been as close to a street fight as you can get. As Fletcher still down, Joe, the bigger man, seems to have taken less damage as he's crawling first. Joe climbing, crawling, and he grabs onto the ropes. He muscles himself up, both on top. Fletcher climbs up behind him, and oh, he rolls him up off the top. Oh, Joe's able to kick out. Joe kicks out at 2.5. That was a close call as the ref begins counting. Fletcher cursing out loud, cursing the ref, telling him that should have been 3. Joe crawls in. He's hurt. Fletcher, another roll up. That's 1. That's 2. Oh, go get a clutch. Go get a clutch. Joe has it locked in. Joe! Is he gonna tap? And, oh! Fletcher taps. The ref rings the bell. Joe hangs on, but he won't let go. Joe, you can't do this. Joe, this isn't morally right. Let go, Joe. The ref trying to pry him off Fletcher, but he won't let go.
Get his knees on me.
This is embarrassing.
Oh.
The fact that Joe decided to hold on as Joe stands tall and victorious over Kyle Fletcher, but he didn't do it in a good fashion as he put Kyle Fletcher to sleep. You see the ref checking on Fletcher as Joe stands tall. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching AEW Dynamite, and we'll be back next week